Yep.
That's dope.
Very,
and of
very
course,
cool.
a quick look at all of our sponsors who help make EVO possible. I do want to say one final thing before we go into this. If you've never been to an EVO Championships before, you're messing up because there's nothing like it. Even though it's just a side event, there's still a lot of people being passionate, a lot of fans, and Hungrybox is still getting mobbed when he's playing his matches in bracket. I felt like I was just at a normal national.
There are a lot of fans here, guys, and there are so many other games. EVO is a cannot-miss event. It is in Las Vegas every year. Guys, plan ahead and come out to EVO.
Yeah, or, you know, road trip, or do the thing that Smashers usually do, which is make last-minute plans to sleep on each other's hotel floors. Because, I mean, that's part of the charm, in my opinion.
You said you're not a community member, but you know the secrets.
Mainly because they keep asking me for hotel space.
But
it's okay. We're going into game number 1 here, straight to Yoshi's story. Now, I believe Grand Finals is best of 5, as is per tradition at EVO.
So we somehow started on here. HBox not afraid since he won Game 2 of Winners Finals here.
Yeah. Is Chu going to change his game plan, or perhaps just going to execute a little bit cleaner?
I already see him controlling the middle a lot, and, you know, HBox has been beating it with these grabs.
Right, because, you know, Chu, when he's going to the center, he's shielding a ton because he's afraid of the aerial drift, and specifically the Jigglypuff coming down with Fair, Bear, or even Drill, right? Drill's been really effective as a kill setup because you can get into an up smash.
Exactly. All of our aerials confirm quite well, and the mix-up from HBox to do the grounded grab just like that,
yeah,
is so fast and so convenient.
I mean, that's something that like I really appreciate, because I feel like Puffs are a little bit too much of a keep away usually, and that's kind of what leads to the slow matchup.
Yeah.
But HBox is going to capitalize on the fear and be able to move in. Wow.
Yeah, such great positioning and form. And you were right to notice that HBox has been pretty aggressive this set.
Yeah, and I wonder if that's because it's a mix-up. Perhaps he's figured out something about the matchup, or perhaps Chu hasn't given him, or rather forced him to respect that space.
I think that's a great way to say it, that HBox is pretty confident. He might be testing out stuff at a lower stake tournament, and Chu is not giving him trouble.
Oh my goodness.
Mesmerized by these aerials.
Yes. But Chu with the rush.
What happened?
Was that just a wake-up grab?
Yeah. HBox is like, there's no way he's going to just wake up grab.
You know, sometimes I admire that, because against players of HBox caliber, or just like anybody in like, you know, top 20, top 50, even top 100, sometimes the smart option doesn't really work, because that's what they're covering. And then you just do something that's, you know, air quote, like dumb, or like
hard of the cards.
Like what scrubs do. And then, hard of the cards. Nice. You're speaking my language now.
Well, it's just whatever you top deck, right? You just give it to them.
That's right, or whatever you get off of Heroes Down B.
HBox very dominant.
Yep, good coverage, covering the high recovery. And, you know, she does a great job with mixing up the recovery. I always feel like the Ice Climb's recovery feels so linear, yet it's kind of hard to cover. It's kind of like Captain Falcon's
it seems
recovery.
like it's so easy, and then they get by you.
They just, well, they're kind of powerless after they sputter out. It's like, well, they always somehow skitter by and grab the ledge.
It's just hypnotizing because they're spinning.
Another separation, and it goes down. This is looking bad for Chu. Already more than half his stock's taken.
And these grabs are just amazing. I can't believe how many are connecting from HBox. You'd think the Ice Climbers would be grabbing Puff.
Right, but Puff's the one grabbing the Ice Climbers.
What a world. Chu always blocking in the middle.
Okay. So Chu's feels like stopping a little bit farther away from Puff. Before he was running straight up and shielding, and now it seems like he's trying to keep his distance, but it's not working. And another stock taken, HBox. One more stock, and he's going to be game 1 over to him.
Blocking Ice Climbers in the air, so strong for him, stealing out that kill with that up air. And yeah, you're right. ChuDat has been respecting the distance a little bit differently, and HBox has been aware. He's only grabbing when he's pinned down.
Okay. Able to get that stock, but still a lot more ground to make up here.
A lot of weaving mind games right now.
Yeah, and
it's scary.
Seems like Chu is also going for the grabs a lot more too. Do you think this is an act of desperation, or is this just a mix-up?
I think it's a strong mix-up where he knows, like, my only way to win is if I really do clear out the stock. So I need to really be careful about Nana. And the time is running out. Nana's health is depleting.
Yeah, well, it's going to deplete, and it's gone.
It's gone.
Now, HBox just has to land a couple of really clean hits, and game will be his.
We've actually seen ChuDat beat a high-caliber player from the same position at an EVO
That's
before.
right.
So don't count him out.
Oh, I never count out ChuDat, but it is a Sopo. It is an up smash, and that is game 1. Team Liquid's Hungrybox.
Now, I haven't seen the lower bracket for top 4, but it would not surprise me if HBox has not dropped a single game.
You know what? I'm going to go check. It's a great question. Last time I looked at the bracket, he had not dropped a single game.
Yeah, I think that's...
Because if I had won against... I faced Bung Wipe in the quarterfinals, and had I won that, I would have won on the face HBox.
There you go.
And of course, I would have taken him out with my sick Marth play that can't even pivot.
Zane would give you some lessons maybe one day. You listen to us, Zane?
Well, I mean, one thing that Zane I was telling him to do is that he actually analyzes the way Puff breathes so that he can get the grab off the normal instead of using dash cancel grab.
Yeah, because Puff kind of oscillates on the ground.
Exactly. It's very weird, but you know, we're not going to see any Marth here for the top 3. We're going to see Ice Climbers.
Now we get to see FD, the stage that we thought was banned in Winners Finals.
I would assume so, given that it always seems like Puff does struggle with Final Destination a little bit more than other, a lot more than other stages.
More, yeah. And one of the tactics we saw HBox trying to do was that empty hop grab. He gets grabbed right here by Ice Climbers for doing it. Yeah. And I want to mention that when he was doing it on Yoshi's story, and you were pointing it out, Chu kind of came to a predictable spot in the middle. Now, FD, there's so many spots in the middle. It's so hard to pin him down.
And there's also, it doesn't feel like there's many spots for Jigglypuff to take the aerial approach that you're kind of talking about, because there's no platforms for Puff to get her jumps back.
Yeah.
And those 5 jumps are very valuable. And, I mean, it's not really stopping HBox from playing fairly aggressive, although it did cost him an early stock.
Yeah. He did a nice job separating right there, and as we mentioned earlier, the single recovery is so much easier to handle. Now, without those platforms, you're right, Jigglypuff has to land a little differently, and I want to kind of touch up on one thing. Oh, but I can't, because Nana's
all
dead.
from 1 pound?
Okay, nice recovery from Chu. Big drift away. Nana barely back.
So, you know, Chu almost getting the save by using that aerial and recovery immediately, but it looks like Nana goes down.
You see how HBox took the ledge and was fighting in between them?
Yeah. Really just kind of keeping away. Like, you know, I was trying to use him in the turn zone defense, but I really feel like he's like a great NBA caliber defender, right? Being able to threaten the immediate point while also stopping the cutoff. And what that basically means is like it's the fear is what makes it really difficult for Chu to commit to recovery or saving Nana, or even getting damage in.
Yeah, he's great at pressuring both, and he's never put himself in a dangerous position. So HBox doing a great job at this counter pick. Look at that. So simple.
Yeah, and Chu has to recover, but very simple way to cover for HBox. I like the up smashes too. It's definitely an underutilized tool, I think, from Puff that HBox incorporated a lot more in recent years.
Vertical kill is just always so good in this game. It's harder to DI, harder to turn from.
That's a good point. I never really thought about it in terms of the DI. I always knew that's just really good, but
nice kill from ChuDat to seal it out. You never got to count out his back airs. The way Chu does back airs, it's very good. Now, Dan, while we have a little bit of time before Nana gets flopped right off, I do want to mention, oh my, it happens every time.
Yeah, I mean, you saw that Chu spent a lot of his time trying to recover. The yo-yo back. Oh, the spot dodge, though.
Yeah.
But at what cost?
Yeah,
generic caster sayings.
Shout out to Breaky. he's a legend, man.
I mean, we have said that for decades in this space. Pretty much in every major game here. Oh man, okay, I like these pokes, these wave dashing jabs.
Yes.
They're messing it up because normally it feels like what Chu has been doing was sliding in and then shielding or keeping his distance. So HBox was used to be able to utilize that to either drift or try to like even counter immediately with it by the grab.
Yeah.
So the jabs do mess him up, but it didn't look like it can capitalize.
No, it did interrupt a couple aerials, but you're right. Just because jabbing Puff doesn't mean you got anything out of it.
Yeah, like other characters, you know, most notably, of course, Fox and all of them, get that jab, it leads immediately to a kill move like up smash. My favorite cheese, honestly. Wow, that killed?
That back here, he scoots so quickly with that wave dash.
Okay, now it's a one-stock game. One wobble game.
HBox doing some great aerials.
Yeah, but, you know, Chu's not going down with the fight, trying to disrupt the Nana punishing. Leave Nana alone, she's suffered enough!
It's over for Nana.
Oh, gosh.
I have to just comment on the amazing weaving and target switching from HBox, making the 2v1 look so easy.
Yeah, I mean, I can really get behind this style. from the HBox here because
Oh.
it's honestly kind of a work of art.
And that's it. He had a small deficit, but he never gave it up.
Yeah, and you know, Chu took the early lead, but it's not about how you start, it's how you finish. More generic platitudes, yada yada. Hungrybox is up 2-0. One game away from being undefeated in any game in EVO 2019. And although people could probably knock, of course, the caliber of talent, I know La Luna and Lucky, for example, didn't make their pools matches, but still, it's something that is quite impressive nonetheless.
Yeah, and that's something that some viewers at home might not know is because it's a side event, it's a little bit harder to coordinate with things. Our players did not make it.
Yeah, and also there's, you know, the community was the one bringing the setups, not EVO itself. Oh, Chu gets the grab, but unable to capitalize. Nana got out of position.
And what happens when you wave dash a lot is that she can't be out of position.
Yeah, it's like the early stages of Pacific Rim. Terrible movie, by the way. But you know, Nana and Popo are out of sync. Need to get that in line before the wobble can actually get down and execute.
For the end of the world.
Before the kaiju attacks. I always liked it because Chris Pine always tried to look so serious, but he's so handsome all the time. It's like,
so it's hard to take him.
Man. I can't take what you say
too
seriously.
good looking.
Yeah, I'm too aroused.
Jigglypuff with only a 40 damage on her. Nice edge guarding. It really just comes down to separating them and then one by one edge guarding them. Beautiful.
These low pounds are like such good mix-ups because it's trying to cover Chu's out of shield options as well, because you can see that he's shielding and trying to pop up with like an up air and poke the Jigglypuff and get into position where he can get a nice hit. But sometimes the pound catches, and when the pound lands, we saw HBox kills Nana off of 1 pound. So, you know, I like that from HBox, but it looks like the stock finally going back to ChuDat, so the stock count is equalized.
Yeah, great job from Chu. It did look so difficult, but all those stray hits do add up. He finds that grab. And I gotta comment on that pound that you were talking about. It is a great mix-up to include with both aerial and empty hop grab. The timings are all so different, so HBox is assaulting the ground so many different ways.
You don't have to say empty hop grab, you can say tomahawk grab. I know a little bit about melee terminology, bro.
There you go.
I appreciate that, though. For all the viewers at home, of course. Empty hop grab. Instead of attacking, you land, you feint, you wave dash in, and then you go for the grab. It's a great mix-up, especially if they're afraid of an actual attack. Jigglypuff threatens multiple attacks just with one jump alone.
Yeah, her short hop is so devastating.
Okay, Chu. The Sopo, we hyped it up a lot. It's kind of done okay.
He has room to get this kill.
Nice. What's he going to do?
Fair sense outward. HBox a little scared of it. Pulled back in the player cam.
Yep. Okay, looks like HBox has changed his approach to zoning out with his neutral layer.
Yeah.
Another very underrated tool of Puff.
Popo's at that percent right now. It knocks back pretty far, so it's pretty safe to.
It's true. Although it's also, Popo's also at the percent and Puff like lands an up air instead. Nice! Well done by ChuDat. Now he's taking a small lead.
An unlikely stock he's taken.
Oh.
How much extra credit can he get? HBox doing a nice job kind of contesting that edge.
Yep. And of course, ChuDat doing a great job putting hitbox where he thinks HBox will drift into, but that up air that we mentioned, going to take it down.
Yeah. Once he starts the squall by himself, it's just so susceptible.
You know, we're going to cross the 4-minute threshold, which is halfway through the game, but it's the action's actually kind of been fast and furious.
Yeah,
it hasn't felt very slow.
I think this is actually the longest game we've seen so far, and it should be. It's match point.
That's right. Tournament point. And it goes down super quickly.
Yeah.
Now, we've seen this episode happen before.
HBox at so low percent, though. This wave dash back air from Chu is not going to do too much.
Oh, no! The air dodge directly off stage. ChuDat on his last stock. HBox looking in prime position with his aggressive play, loving it. Maybe even starting to think about what he wants to do to pop off here, or maybe no pop off warranted. We'll see.
Yeah, I think he's already in victory mode, playing so cautiously.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. You know, he's been kind of doing one and a half general styles of play, but kind of changing up the pace a little bit is what makes Jigglypuff such a dynamic character, and honestly hated by many because it has so many variable ways it can control the pace of the game.
Yeah, and it's definitely an underrated part about her gameplay is that she can change it up a lot. We see HBox now committing to like this drift back strategy.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of what we expected early on, right?
This takes the least risk out of the matchup.
Yeah, but by having the the patience to go back and forth and then going for the pound when she was like not expecting it, Nana goes down. We are moments away from potentially crowning Hbox as the EVO 2019 champion.
It'll be his second victory at EVO. And there it is, undefeated. Hungrybox taking it 3-0.
Hungrybox, your 2019 EVO champion. A very modest fist bump.